fortunate for me, but I've never ever attached my identity to my success. But I see a lot of people do this. Within my community, Wellington, we have this discussion all the time, and extremely successful founders, no YouTube gurus, all crypto boys, like actual real founders, they all tend to have a sense of failure, have a sense of loss. They tend to have an identity crisis. If you're watching this video, it's because you're an entrepreneur, you're currently a founder, or you sold your business. Them days it seems like your business is not going anywhere, you're stagnant, or you can't even get your business off the ground. You feel useless, you feel worthless. But this shouldn't be the case, because you are more than your business. You're not just your business. Your business is a little part of your journey in life. And I really want to push out this message that you shouldn't feel sorry for yourself. You shouldn't feel like a failure because your business isn't doing as good as you think it should be doing. Because you have loved ones that, no matter if you're successful or you're not successful, they'll still love you. You may have kids, or you're going to have kids, that they do not care how successful your business are. They love you for who you are. And it's so sad when I see so many people see themselves in such a negative way because they're not as successful as they dreamt they're going to be, or not at the stage that they always envisioned themselves to be at. In my head, I remember when I was probably 7, 10 years old, I watched a documentary about Richard Branson. I was like, oh my days, this guy is extremely successful. I want to be here. And I told myself that at the current stage of my life now, I thought I would be a multi-billion, not billionaire, sorry, millionaire. But however, I am not. But there's no issue in that, because the main thing is that I'm becoming a better version of myself, and I am slowly but surely making money. And that's the main thing. It's not about you being a multi-billionaire, because I'm telling you, once you get the figure you wanted, minor disclaimer, there is an ideal number which will make you clear for life, which I posted a couple days ago. I'll put that link in the description. You should watch that video and see why the goalposts always change. No matter how rich you are, no matter your goal in life, it always changes. So does that mean your identity will always change? No, that can't be the case. You need to be happy with where you are. You need to be happy with who you are. And if you're not happy with who you are, then you need to change who you are. At the end of the day, this life is all about giving back to people, showing love, helping people where you can, and being a good human being. You shouldn't want to make money just so you can feel better, because making money is not gonna... Okay, making money will make you feel better. Let's not get that twisted, because if that's the case, why would I want to make generational wealth? That is a slight factor in why I want to make money. Not to make myself feel better, but to have less money issue. However, money isn't the be all and end of life. You shouldn't call yourself a failure or feel like a failure because you're not at the point you wanted to be at, or your business isn't doing as good as it should be, or your business is actually going downhill now. You need to learn how to pick yourself up, because no one else will pick you up. In this life, it's all about the mental strength you have. Especially when you're a leader, when you own a business, which most people watching this video are. You're a leader of a tribe because you have employees. You don't want to go through an emotional spiral and affect other people. I do find that very selfish when people have bad days or going through bad things, and they have the need to spread that negativity. And you don't want to be that person, because it's just, what's the point? This is why you need to make sure emotionally you're strong, and emotionally you do not link your success with your identity. You're two different people. This video I'm making is just because within my community, Wellington, I hear so many entrepreneurs who I'm like, wow, I would love to be in your shoes because they're so successful. However, the emotions literally deteriorate in front of me, and they can't see it, or they think it's justifiable because they're not making as much money as they wanted to make. That is so sad. Why put yourself in that situation? Even if you're in the trenches grinding, or you're just starting a business and it's not as successful, or it's not even you don't even have any employees or any customer, does not mean you're a failure. Keep going. I am not, trust me, I am not a motivational speaker. That's not my job on earth. But it's just saddened my heart to see so many great men and women forget the word entrepreneur, because you are a man, you are a woman, you are someone's child, you are loved. I see so many people who are eating themselves and biting themselves just because they haven't hit that number. I'm just like, there's more to life than that number. There really is more to life than that number. That number is just a little ego boost, and it helps you financially, yes, but it is not your identity. You need to really be able to separate your achievement with who you are. And this is why when you do make it and when you do have money, you take away your ego and your arrogance, saying that, thinking that's all because of you, because it's not. You have a little bit of luck, that's why you are. You have other people that helped you. And if you thought you've done it by yourself, okay, you probably wouldn't be able to do it if you're living in the middle of Nigeria where there was no electricity or any light. You won't be in a position you are. So you are lucky to be in that position. I'm a Christian. I believe God has set you aside and chosen you to be in the position you're in. So don't take all the pride, don't take all the glory. It's not all your work. So take away your ego. I really hate it when I see entrepreneurs, successful businessmen who are arrogant. I'm like, who do you think you are? Why are you so arrogant because you've achieved a little bit of success? Like, there's other people who are a lot richer than you. And even if you are at the pinnacle of your career or your niche in business, have a spirit of humility. Be humble about it. It doesn't take anything away from you. And people who are able to use are people who separate the identity with the success. It's in both ways. You're not a failure because your business is failing, and you're not the greatest man on earth because you've acquired some money, some wealth. No, that's not how it is. I have a community, as I said earlier, called Wellington, where we have discussions about this and we try our best to attune people's minds to knowing that you should treat people with love and respect, and you shouldn't hate yourself because you're not at the level you thought you ought to be at. And you shouldn't be depressed. You shouldn't be anxious because your business is collapsing. Yes, obviously that will hurt you. Yes, it will take a toll on you, but don't use that to spread negativity. Pick yourself up and so show love to your loved ones and other people, especially your employees or your customers, because there's more to life than money. This is a very quick video. It's a little bit of a rant, but it's just because, as I said, it's just so sad to see people who are naturally beautiful inside and out, but they tend to dismantle their face by being so angry, being so depressed because they're not as successful as they wanted to be. That's not how life should be. Self-love is so important. If you got sacked from a job, if you got fired, if a contract got terminated, it's not because you are a failure. You're just going through a stage in life. We should not define your identity. Your identity is completely different. Your identity should not be how much money you have. Or if that's all you care about, then people will treat you like that, and people will use you for your money. And people will only see you as a cash cow. And you do not want that to happen, because trust me, it's not a good thing. Anyways, YouTube is extremely good at suggesting videos for you. Whatever video is here,